Hello and welcome to Dark Souls, a deep dive into the dark. I'm Dustin and this is Lions Maw Gaming. Today, we're working with a Scimitar +5, an East-West Shield, and the Chain Set. As we descend down towards Andre, you'll remember that we got a Divine Ember last time.
My, that's a rare ember you have there. I've seen one of those before. It's the ember of a divine blacksmith. Might you consider leaving that with me? I can produce divine weapons with a flame such as that. Well, thanks for that. You've made a fine decision. You soon shall see.
Alright. And he now has the Divine Ember.
Be careful out there.
And with that Divine Ember, he's able to make us divine weapons if we so choose. But for now, we're going to be heading down that other path that we saw ahead down here into a different area. We're opting for a bit of a lighter build today compared to our last build. Our last build was relatively bulky. But we end up with a far faster attacking method. And our rolls are now medium rolls. But we do lose a lot of poise. Granted, we still have 40 poise from the ring. Wanted to make sure I wasn't being followed. So you walk up here, you have to be very careful. As you look down below, there's just a lot of nothingness. And a rickety path to walk down. And ahead of us we can see a lake. And an item down there. So we'll descend deeper into the Darkroot Basin. There was someone following me. I see you. As you can see, the two-handed attacks with this weapon are very quick. Ah, that's unfortunate. What I was getting ready to show you is if you look very closely ahead, you'll see another Titanite lizard. So we want to deal with him quickly. So we'll run ahead and kill him as quickly as we can. Come on, stamina. Don't hit the wall. No! Okay, we got him. And we get 2 more Twinkling Titanite and 2 more Titanite chunks. We've been getting very lucky. The secondary Titanite that they drop is entirely up to random chance. They always drop 2 Twinkling Titanite, but I've been getting Titanite chunks pretty reliably from them. So that one does not respawn. If you miss him, just either reload your game or leave the area and come back, and he'll be back. But as we walk over this path, and we can see that there's something down there. We got some leather armor. And a longbow and some feathered arrows. There's no headpiece. Armor made of soft leather. Very common type of protective gear. And the same thing. And the same thing. You'll notice that it is significantly lighter than the chain equipment, including the gauntlets, which offer the gloves offer the same protection, if not better, than the gauntlets do, but it's lighter. So that's something to keep in mind for later. And we can get the rest of the way back down. And we have 2 options in front of us now. This path leads us back up. We can head this way or this way. We're going to go this way first. We just walk ahead. Being careful where we walk in this entire area. We look down below and there's an item. But as we round this corner, there's a black knight. Oh, I missed that parry. I need him off that ledge. I need to heal. I was early. If you ever get hit with some... you can't see a thing. I apologize for the poor camera angles. There we go. Now we're getting them better. Come at me, Black Knight. This one is wielding a Black Knight's halberd. Regarded as a very, very strong weapon, as all Black Knight weapons are. This is probably what I would deem to be the hardest Black Knight to parry. And we got a blue Titanite chunk. Titanite chunk for weapon reinforcement. Blue Titanite has a powerful magic energy. Reinforces magic weapons to +9 and enchanted weapons to +4. With the discovery of chunks in Lordran, the race to locate the legendary slabs has begun. But could they be mere myth? So we head down to see what this Black Knight was guarding. We have a pathway. And an item. The Grass Crest Shield. Old medium metal shield of unknown origins. The Grass Crest is lightly imbued with magic, which slightly speeds up stamina recovery. So that's something. It's a shield that enhances stamina recovery. And then here there's a bonfire. We will light it, but we won't be sitting at it. As we go further down this cave, we find an elevator shaft with no elevator. But if we pull it up, it leads us somewhere else. Dark, dark area. This is the entrance to the Valley of the Drakes. I'm afraid this isn't where we're going for now, though. We will revisit that area shortly. For now, we're going to get back to the Darkroot Basin. So I will meet you guys back at the top of that cliff face. So back at the top of the cliff face, you can notice a blue light up above. It appears to be light of the sky peeking through the walls of the cave, or the walls of the mountain. And looking up above, we can see the Undead Parish and the Undead Church, along with those mighty walls. Behind us, the rock face behind us is just far too high to see above. So we continue forward. Looking ahead, we see a tower with a door. We also see some blue creatures. Here's a good look at one. These are crystal golems. They're rather fearsome enemies. But off in the distance, you can see a lot of movement down by the lake. Close observation shows you the Hydra. And this Hydra is not welcoming of any visitors. These crystal golems have a lot of very large moves. And these crystal golems are not ideal to fight more than one at once. But you can manage it if you're very, very patient and very careful. And very aware of your location. You want to stay as far towards this edge as you possibly can, because that Hydra will begin to shoot at you if you get too close. But having taken care of those golems, find ourselves very close to this tower. And if you recall, we were told of a watchtower basement where someone was locked away. And close observation shows you someone right inside that door. And you'll see that I took a lot of damage blocking that attack. He's wielding a massive hammer and takes very little damage. This is a fight that is not an easy one. And parrying this guy is highly advised against. It's far easier to dodge him and backstab him. This is not an easy fight, but it is one I recommend doing. Just keep your shield up. It'll help you survive a bit. And play it safe. I won't be, though. You'll notice that his armor appears to be very large. Oh, I missed it! His armor is very large, and as you can see, he one-shots you. It is possible to beat him, though. I'll meet you guys back there. Alright, we find ourselves back. So ready to face this guy again. And we gather our souls. And we will just circle him. Pay very close attention to what he's doing. And not get whacked. You have to get a very tight circle on this character to be able to not get whacked by that attack when he's pivoting back. If you aren't tight enough, he will clip you and it will kill you. You want to get him away from the wall. But proper circling, and you can manage to deal with him pretty easily. And if you're really good at it, you can get double backstabs on him. Just by predicting where he's going to face when he stands up. And he can clip you and kill you. I'll be back. Oh, and on my run back, we finally got this item. The Blooming Purple Moss Clump. This item is very good. I recommend getting at least one of these. Potently medicinal moss clump with a flower. Reduces poison and toxin. Restores status. Toxin is a more vicious form of poison, which quickly leads to death. Moss clumps without a flower are useless against toxin, and lack of these moss clumps could lead to an early demise. Alright, we are back once again. And as you can see, he does change his directions very rapidly. You gotta be very careful fighting him. But parries are possible. Although it is much safer to backstab him. And I will be incorporating both. And as you can see, with enough backstabs and enough patience, you can manage to defeat him. He drops Havel's ring. This ring was named after Havel the Rock, Lord Gwyn's old battlefield compatriot. Havel's men wore the ring to express faith in their leader and carry a heavier load. So this ring increases the maximum equipment load. So to demonstrate that, my maximum equipment load at the moment is 55. But upon donning this ring, it goes up to 82. And I am now fast rolling. So this ring is very much worth your time if you are willing to struggle to get it for a little bit. And if you're really good at backstabs, it won't even be that bad. We find ourselves back in the Undead Burg by climbing this staircase. This long, long staircase. We come to a door. And if we open up this door with the Watchtower basement key, we figure out where we are. We are right below the Taurus Demon fight. So that's where this door led. We're gonna head back down. And upon reaching the bottom, we're gonna try to deal with the Hydra. Now it is somewhat interesting that the key lists that someone was trapped in here, and you can tell that the door was locked on both sides. So you have to wonder who put this person there and if they were Havel or if they were one of Havel's followers. Because they all wore the same armor. But there's an item here. Large soul of a nameless soldier. As we approach the Hydra, it begins to shoot water at us, dealing huge AoE damage. Careful dodging can get you close enough, and will also deal with the golems behind you. And can also get you killed. I'll be right back. Alright, and we are back, having slowly baited out and taken care of all the crystal golems. We just now have to approach very cautiously. And if we sprint forward, get close enough, they will stop shooting at us. And instead, will try to attack us with their heads. In which they will bury them, and we can cut them off one at a time. You just have to be very careful. There's an edge to this water. And slowly handle them. And if you aren't close enough, they will shoot at you again. But through enough patience, you can cut off all the Hydra's heads and kill it. But it takes a little bit. Especially when the heads move so much. You notice that the water inhibits our movement speed? So it's very difficult to reach them sometimes. because you can't be within range of their attack without being in the water. But you can manage to get there and normally land one hit. I'm not going to get there in time, so we'll try to bait them this way instead. And we have one head remaining. I'm afraid that's not going to do. How about over here instead? Got to be very careful of the edge. I'm afraid we just don't have the reach with this weapon. I don't believe so. We will see. See if I can fix it, because I actually didn't bring any other weapons with me. See if I can get him to aim any further back. This head is always the hardest. We got one hit. Not even gonna try for that one. See what happens if we stand here. Did I miss? That's unfortunate. The water shots can't hit us behind this rock. We got another hit. Not even gonna attempt for that one. My advised strategy for fighting the Hydra is to bring a ranged weapon of some sort, because you can actually shoot the body and you can shoot the neck the same way you shot the Drake's tail earlier on and cut the heads off instead of trying to chase it through the water. I guess I really should follow my own advice. I'll cut ahead to where I cut this other head off. Alright. And with that, we get the Dragon Scale and the Dusk Crown Ring. And the Hydra is defeated. We can also finally pick up this. The Knight's Helm. Alright, let's start with the ring. We have the Dusk Crown Ring. Grants extra magic castings, but halves HP. This magic crown-shaped ring was granted to Princess Dusk of Ulasil upon her birth. The ringstone allows its wearer to cast additional magics, but at the cost of 1/2 of HP. Okay. So that mentions Ulasil. We got the Knight set. Helm of a lower-ranked knight. Despite the thin metal used, the groove texture gives it added protection. And the same story for the rest of it. And finally, we got the Dragon Scale. Dragon Scale for reinforcing dragon weapons, peeled from an ancient dragon. A dragon is inseparable from its scales, and the transcendent apostles who seek the perpetuity of ancient dragons have crossed the very ends of the earth to seek this invaluable treasure. I apologize, that was a lot of words. But that actually finishes up Darkroot Basin. There is an area we can access further that way by following this way. I'll show you where it is, actually. If you stay on this side of towards the waterfall, the ground still is in place. And if you walk really slowly, trudging through the water, there's a ladder over here. And we can climb to the top. It's a very long climb. Very long climb. Trying to get some cool camera angles, but it's not really working. Person's body's in the way. But as we reach the top, we look down along the lake. We see a small bridge and a rushing river. Sneak our way around here. We have another ladder to climb and an item back here. We have the soul of a brave warrior. Soul of a brave undead warrior who has long ago gone hollow. Used to acquire large amounts of souls. Souls are the source of all life, and whether undead or even hollow, one continues to seek them. So we'll ascend even further. To another area of Darkroot Garden. A much different area. But I'm afraid this area is going to be for another time. For now, we'll be using a homeward bone. And that is actually going to be all for this time, guys. Now it's time to rest. So meet me back here next time. And until then, don't you dare go hollow.